Good evening, Greg here, Burn at Both Ends. Burn it on the back end of Tuesday, 24th of July, but it's technically Wednesday. It's 12:26 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm in Lakewood, Colorado. So day one closing session, I-Core, is in the books. So I-Core is this technology transfer training I'm involved in, DOE funded, really awesome training, really intense. We're learning all about the lean startup model, customer discovery interviews, business model canvas, ecosystems, that whole bit. And had a great series of lectures today. Tomorrow's one of our last presentations is our really big one. As far as this is like the final pitch for the business model. So this is almost like, it's like I'm getting up in front of investors is the way that, that I'm seeing it. And I've really been working on the story part of this. I'm telling a story. I'm not, I have slides, but I really want it to be, you're listening to me, and the slides are just like pretty pictures in the background to help the story, and that's about it. I mean, there are some technical slides in there, but the opening, essentially, like the first 5 minutes, is all story about where we are, where we're going, why we're going there, what the traction is. And I have to give a lot of credit to Steve. So Steve is one of our instructors, and he gave me some great advice about keeping it simple because, being an engineer, it's very easy for me to get into technical jargon and not think it's a big deal. And so he was like, no, pull it back, pull it way back, make it a lot simpler. And he gave me some pointers, and I'm leveraging those pointers, and I'm creating a really simple model about how I'm explaining a rather complex thing. And I hope it works out. I've been practicing really hard. I'm going to probably hit the presentation another time or two after this post. But really, I can't say enough about this I-Core program. It's really been pushing me, really elevating my game, and I'm really impressed with the results. And I heard a very interesting bit of feedback from our industry mentor, Alan, today, because one of the challenges of this program is we're going through these customer discovery interviews, and it's like, are we really converging on a specific value proposition and customer segment like they're asking? Or you can imagine that the interviews can kind of like lead you down some like wild goose chases, and just like, you might never converge on something. And what I'm really proud of is that we really penetrated some big companies. We went right through them, we went in every way we possibly could. And it was kind of one of the best scenarios where we probably went in like 4 or 5 different ways, but all the ways led to like the same people. And it was kind of cool to hear about folks that we talked to, hearing about other folks that we talked to, all leading to the same person. So it was very, very cool the way that worked out. And we really got some great contacts and some great information for our technology. And most importantly, how to develop it and the markets that we need to seek if we're going to have a startup. So very cool process. And I would highly recommend anyone out there, if you have a technology that you want to throw into the market or put in the market somehow with a business, I mean, it doesn't have to be I-Core, but definitely pick up Steve Blank's The 4 Steps to the Epiphany. Read the book. That describes the lean startup model. There are more books you can buy. There's Business Model Generation, which describes the business model canvas and the aspects of that. I think that's also a fantastic book. But definitely do some form of this lean startup model. Do some form of customer discovery interviews. There is nothing like hearing it from the customer themselves. And it's amazing how you'll hear different things from different customers, and it completely just erases all doubt and all like extrapolating from your office about what people may think. And so and it really leads to some solid evidence and some solid like decision points. And if I can go to an investor and say, don't listen to me, look at what our customers are saying, and boom, 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 and list a whole bunch of really credible things, that speaks volumes. So really digging that. What else is going on today? So I'm still working some projects back at the, I guess, the home company, or back in Berkeley. So got a good couple emails today. I have to admit, I did not look at my success journal yet, but I knew the couple things I had to do. So that's another cool thing about the success journal is I went through it in great detail on Sunday. It's only Tuesday, right? So Sunday. And so some of the key things were still fresh in my mind. And so I'm probably going to hit the journal again tomorrow. I really want to spend a lot of time on this presentation, and I'm really benefiting from it. So I think that's pretty phenomenal. I think that's about it for tonight. It won't be a long post. Just love this program. Really excited, that we're here back in Lakewood, back to the learning, back to the intensity. I mean, it's been intense on the ground in Berkeley, but it's a different kind of intensity here. So, and we learned a lot of really good things today, about cost and revenue, and about funding, and about government programs out there versus like private investors, and and keys to partnerships and case studies. I mean, I have to give this program office a lot of credit for how they put this together. They go above and beyond, and they over deliver on so much. I'm just really impressed with it, and the instructors as well. I mean, there's just what's really great about the instructors is it's not like they're cutting and pasting things from like some book and putting it up on PowerPoint and talking about it. I mean, they're talking about real life examples. When they're giving examples, they're talking about a business that they ran 2 years ago, and hiring mistakes or wins that they made a year ago. Real case studies, real things that they went through themselves. And it's just so much more powerful when you hear it that way than if you just hear about someone that read a book that's talking about a book. Because it's these stories. It's when you hear someone start a story off saying, well, in my company 2 years ago when we were doing A, B, and C. I mean, that's so much more powerful than I read these 3 pages from this book and I'm telling you what they say. It's just night and day. So just phenomenal instructors, great program office. Highly recommend this program. I'm so proud of the DOE that we're focusing on this because it's so critical. And I'm excited for this presentation tomorrow. I really think I got a good story going, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to hit the presentation a few more times. It's about a 10-minute presentation, so I'll probably hit it once or twice, and then hit the sack, and then get up and hit it again. So this channel is all about my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur. This is a big piece of my journey. I'm really glad I'm on it. This I-Corps program. And this is all about the things I'm doing, the systems I'm putting in place, the mistakes, the wins, the failures, the whole schmear. Even though I'm not really Jewish, for some reason some of those like Yiddish things are in my vocabulary. Probably from my dad. My dad's Jewish. My mom's Catholic. It's very interesting. There's a whole story about them getting together. You can imagine their families weren't thrilled about that. But anyway, this channel is about my journey. So subscribe if you like what you hear. Tell me about your journey. Tell me what you're up to. I'd love to be of service. That's a big thing that I'm doing, that I want to be doing, is being of service. So please comment down below, ask for questions, ask for help. I'd love to help you if I could. And that's about it. So in the description, you'll find some motivational websites, some stuff that really turned me on to like elevate my game this year. You'll find some great music down there on SoundCloud. Some playlists I put together. Excuse me for a second. What else do you find on there? Well, there is no beat in the background, but you will find some of the beats that G Money wrote. G Money is my alter ego. I've been drumming for a few decades, so I write these beats. Check it out on SoundCloud. It's linked down below. A couple of other cool links down there about the Success Journal, some other things. Check it out. And that's about it. So I'm going to hit the presentation a few more times, get some rest, wake up tomorrow, crush it, light it up, inspire folks, do great things, and I will see you in the morning.